Here's the spin button. Alright, and first wheel challenge of the night, not Immortal. Oh, that was so close. I mean, this isn't great either. No moving left has been a thorn in my side. I should have bumped this one up to an orange, but that's okay. Alright, Chrissy's here. That's not bad. Alright. This definitely should not be green. So I can look at the map, though. Alright, good. Got a key. And a vitamin. The problem with trying to do the quick torch with this one is you've got to run so far. Oh, I don't have a knife yet. So I'm gonna have to go past the knife here. Then we run all the way around. Yeah, I gotta go all the way around here with the knife to go back into that cabin and start the whole torch process. But first, we are going to swing by this cabin here and go bail out whoever's getting attacked. Have I not done that one yet? Oh, that was a crap, what was the name of the one that I did? I did one that was really similar to that already. Yeah, I think that was really similar to Final Girl or Three Stooges. One key. Was it like a different counselor each day? Trying to see if I can find a way to maybe make that different enough to do a separate challenge with it. Gonna make a quick note of that here. Yeah, it does have Goonies 2 vibes. Why am I moving in here? Alright. Debbie did her job. Oh, we do have that one. It's only during the day is, I believe, Midnight Sun. Okay, I got you now. I was completely misunderstanding that. Let me make an extra note here. Okay, yeah, that is definitely very, very different. I think I'll pop that one in next week then. Take a little time to figure out how I want to route that. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I completely got my wires crossed on what I was supposed to be doing there. I like that ladies have to down Pamela. The fun part with that too is trying to get oh wait, I ran right by my cabin. Trying to get Debbie into Pamela because she's so slow. So like, I've seen other people do it without much of a problem, but the platforming in the cave for me is such an issue. Where I feel, well not, can't even say I feel like, I know that I tend to have very big problems with having the, jumping into the pit. See, we need to go left there, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go back and get our note. Then we're going to have to do a third loop to get that torch. Yeah, Yeah, that's the fun part of things like that, is trying to... You have to approach Jason differently to avoid getting stuck in the wrong situation. Right, we're just gonna go. He's gonna appear at 33 unless we get a lucky zombie spawn. Yes! That rarely happens. I've hardly ever see a zombie blocking Jason like that. I have to do right dodges. I hate this. I remember last time I did this, I kept veering off to the side. For some reason, when I press right, when I do a right dodge, I don't do it right, and I keep moving a little bit to the side. That is true. I want to say there's 3 Pamela rooms. See, I could just go to the Pamela room in area 2. That's actually a really good idea. Thank you. I would have completely disregarded that. That's definitely a lot safer. Less humorous, because it doesn't involve me jumping into a pit all the time. But it's definitely safer. Wait. Oh no, I just ran by the forest again. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a nice little trip around the lake. If I can just get this torch, we'll be fine. Jason, I'm too busy making stupid mistakes and not getting my torch, so you're just gonna have to settle a little bit. Wait. That was the wrong entrance. Oh, buckets. Debbie again? This is going so poorly. Really? Really, Jason? Did Debbie just move again? Or was there someone else on that path? I do like the idea of having making sure like the women kill Pamela, because that's Ginny. Getting the sweater. Alright, we're gonna have to take a quick pit stop here. And Chrissy's gonna be in terrible shape by the time I actually get through this. Well, get the torch. Actually, maybe I just pass the torch to someone that's got better health. Because she's gonna get eaten alive by wolves in here. I could have really used that. Well, can you still play the 2017 game on Xbox or PS4? Yeah, Alice was the one that got rid of Pamela in the first place. Come on, vitamin. Yes! Alright, now we're ready to go, finally. I don't think I've pressed left yet. I don't know where he was. Where was he going? He was... I think he's in the cave. Yeah, he should be in the forest route. Unfortunately, we can't buddy crow here. Still not even close to a fight to the death. Yeah, I think the only way you can, I haven't heard of it. I know there's a PC mod that lets people play the 2017 game again. It's like a Camp Forest Green or Friday the 13th Resurrected or something. But I've never heard of being able to play it on... If you can play it on PlayStation again, I'd love that. I used to play every Sunday night with the guys in the Halloween-verse, and we were just talking about that earlier this week, about how we missed playing that. Right, so I think now he's going to the cave. Our next fight will be a fight to the death. Oh, okay. One. Stop touching. Kind of want to wait for a cabin fight here. Uh-oh. She was one hit for... Wait, did I still have a vitamin, or was she basically toast? Yeah, it's definitely not crossplay. That is a terrible layout. By the time he gets over there, Mark's gonna be gone. No! I jumped wrong. Wait, this is a knife zone. We don't want knife. We want the vitamins that are over here. No, I want them in front of me, though. I really want to turn around and throw a torch at that zombie. There we go. Let's see, he should be in the cave loop. And assuming Mark hasn't moved on me, I think we can just sit right here. My any percent time and my race percent time for that are completely topped out. When I started doing like some of the no damage challenges and low percent, I completely lost my mash. So even if I went back to it, I could grind for years and I'd never get anywhere close again. I will do like race percent for like when we do community events with Best of NES around Friday the 13th. We've done that a couple times, and I'll do race percent there. I think I actually won the knockout tournament for the last one. I shouldn't have. Coconut deserved to win that one. Now we gotta run all the way around. Vitamin. Rats. There we go. Yeah, I do want to go back to speedrunning low percent at some point, because I know I can lower that time. What's gonna be quicker? No, this is going to the... If I go to the right... Wait, no. No, if I go to the right there, that's the long way. That's not gonna help. Don't worry, kids. I'm just taking the scenic route. You'll be fine. Alright, so next he goes to the forest. Maybe we'll get a third random Jason appearance, and it's not just 43 and 33. Is it 23? No. Yeah, the Friday the 13th, I'm hoping, like, I know they're talking about making a new Friday the 13th game, and I'd be perfectly fine if they just reskinned the old one and just followed the roadmap where they left off. I know they're not going to, but I wish they'd do that. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, like some ROMs and things, the game looks and it just feels off. Like, I still use my childhood cart for this game. It's not my original top loader. That one broke, and I had to get a new one, and then I RGB modded it. Oh yeah, I can definitely, I'm definitely happy to share whatever I can on that. I know for any percent, basically, it's pretty difficult if you're not following the normal seed for that. But there was one thing I noticed, on day 3 at the end of the PB you just submitted, if you went left in the cave loop, you went around to the right after the second to last path fight, and if you went to the left there, you would have actually run into him again. Because he moves to the left in the cave loop. Jailbroken Wii still gives you the chance to play the original. Forest Route. How do I even want to... Wait. This could work. Yeah, Chrissy will not take a full minute here. We're already back at the other side of the lake. 2 more. Oh, I thought I ran right by it again. And I can't do the wiggle I normally do to slow him down because that involves pressing left. I mean, technically I am allowed to press it in cabins. It's really more about the map, but I still choose to make it harder. Alright, so now he's going... Oh, I should have went in there. It's fine, now we're gonna loop. Actually, we'll wait here. And if he attacks someone else, we'll do the world tour. Because right now he's in the South Forest. But if there's no one in either of those 2 cabins, he'll run into us right here. And we can finish day 2. Not even gonna touch the D-pad, son of a bucket. World tour it is. Of course there'd be someone there. Now ideally we could get someone over there at the start of day 3. Because if we can stop him and get on his route to start day 3, he's just moving to the right, and that could be... he could be done before he even gets to the kids. I was gonna kick him out of here, but I don't trust myself not to press left. So we're gonna do this the hard way. Wow, this has been all cabin fights. There hasn't been a single path fight. That explains why this was taking so long. 1 and boom. Day 2. Done. Alright, come on. Okay, so... rats. I was hoping there'd be someone in... And Chrissy's just a... Wait, this actually isn't bad. She might be a little off here, but... we can get Jason here, and then get a couple... Yeah, he should be done before he gets to the kids. Especially if I go into the large cabin. I don't even think I need to. We'll get 2 fights here. I've got 2 vitamins. And we'll have a 3rd fight on the way. I can actually get 2 more right at the dock. This would be about the time where I accidentally press left to avoid something, so I'm keeping one hand free. Just holding the controller like this. I love that input display. No! He ran too far off to the side. Not even Chrissy's throwing arm could cover that distance. But I also had to be careful not to move too far over, because then I'd have to run all the way around again. But there we go. Well, technically this, well, 101, since the other challenge was a first-time test run. But we have defeated no moving left. Now I can respin if it rolls on this one again tonight. And what do we got next? Not Immortal. Afraid of the dark. So I believe this is the one where I have to make it dark the whole time. Thanks for the GG's, Brawly Pops. Let's see. What was the command? Was it that? Yep, okay. Yep, afraid of the dark. We have to make sure it's always night. Perfect. Hey all, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Now I can press left again. Thanks for the GG's, Prodigious. Wait. Oh! So he's starting on the cave route. I don't think I've had that happen before in this challenge. So we know exactly where he is. He's going to be headed to the cave. He's just trying to help out a little bit. He wants to learn the art of being a counselor. Maybe learn how to swim. I'm actually going to grab that vitamin. I can press left again. It's beautiful. All right. Debbie, wow, he really hates Debbie today. Do that one Debbie-centric challenge, and he's suddenly like, yeah, I'm just gonna be attacking her the whole time. Yeah, it's definitely use the torch to light the fireplaces is definitely wrong. I know, I think it's the improvement hack actually just changes it to use the lighter. Oh, water wings! Those used to be so much fun. Got so many pictures of the kids wearing those when they were little. Need that key. Gotta keep some of these zombies alive so we don't get hit. Nope, I went too far. Say, don't want to get hit by a rogue wolf. Wolves are bad in this game. Wait. Where's my vitamin? All right, we're gonna take the torch all the way over. Nope, that's not how we leave this cabin. Wait, the vitamin is over here. Got it. There we go. Gotta watch out for knives. Keys are fine here, but there's two knives in this zone, in this area, on the opposite side of those keys, of the key. Not sure why I tried to jump 3 zombies like that. Yeah, I think his instructor would have to be Chrissy, because she's the final girl. See, Jason, you can't touch her. You might as well just be nice. She's dodging and making you look foolish. Yeah, I've always wondered what causes that. You just keep hearing the music staying over and over and over again. What the heck? We'll go... No, I don't need to read that note. I have everything I could possibly need right now. And then some. There we go. Jason Voorhees DDS. Can you imagine trying to be Jason? He wouldn't even... It's like Dr. Loomis trying to talk to Michael Myers. He won't say a word. Oh man, I lit a fireplace. Right now we go here. Let's say, wait, does that mess up when he's in that cabin? Nope. Now we go over here and we wait at the 4th tree again. There we go. 1 day down. Time for day 2. He's all the way over there. It's like just nod and Jason just kind of tilts his head a little bit. Doesn't actually respond. One more. There we go. Big jumps. Where was he in the cave? Okay, so I'm gonna wait right here. And hopefully I got here in time. We could have crossed paths. Nope. A 10 hitter, that is beautiful. Whoa. And an 8. We got a 3 cycle here. Back up, Jason. I don't want to use that vitamin. Oh, he was 1 hit away. Alright, so he's going to be attacking the kids right away, but that's fine. Because we're just going to keep doing this. I thought, like, 2018 was not... I don't think it was necessarily a good movie, but as far as the David Gordon Green trilogy goes, it was by far the best in my book. Kills and ends were just so bad. And the ending of 2018 should have been the ending of that whole trilogy. That ending was awesome with Jason, with Michael in the basement when it was on fire. Long dodge, missed. Long dodge, missed again. You have a 4-frame window, so 1/15 of a second to do that, and I just completely screwed myself for the rest of this day. Should not have done that. It's fine. Actually, maybe it's not fine. I could end up getting stuck with a knife in the path and ending up getting myself killed trying to avoid touching the knife. Actually, this is really good. Oh, perfect. And it just so happened to be Mark. I'm sorry I failed you, Chrissy, but we'll finish this with Mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we could have spared a few kids. And it's not like I was trying to keep them alive during the last couple runs. It's like, yeah, as long as we've got one left, that's all we need. But generally, I like to try to keep them all alive. Doesn't always work that way. I forgot his throwing arm is so bad. There we go. And another one down. We're not telling. Maybe he mixed the burrito and the espresso. That'd be a pretty lethal combination. Thanks for the GG's, Brawly. Thanks, Alec, Pops, Prodigious. Alright. Wheel spin, number 3. Or 4. Son of a... I put in the title of the stream, no Immortal. I forgot to say it this spin, but why does it give me this one every single night? A burrito would be really good right now. Why does this challenge show up so much more than every other one? Ugh. Why? I guess I might as well start grabbing vitamins. So we actually want to go this direction. That's Mark too. I was gonna say, if it's not Mark, we're just gonna let him go. Immortal means I have to glitch Jason and underflow his health. So instead of having 32 bars a day, he has 288 bars a day. And it's really, really long. Like, I did a speedrun of it, and my speedrun time was 39 minutes, but it tends to take significantly longer. I actually have to pick up all these knives, too. Okay, we got that one. There we go, let's grab this. And that. I think last time I didn't end up being able to get the sweater. because of how everything played out. I mean, I'd love to see Advantage again. I've only done that the one time. And that's one of those, it's like one of those few times where I feel like I might actually die. There we go. Alright, did I time this perfectly? 34, 33, made it! There's just some challenges that the wheel... I really need to figure out if there's some kind of underlying weight mechanic that I'm not aware of. Because I have everything weighted the same, but it always gives me Immortal. It's only given me no map twice, I think. Like, just once, I'd like to get one of these where I get, like, 7 short challenges. Instead of always having one of these really long ones in there. Where is he? He's on the cave route. Perfect, let's keep actually, I need to... That's a good point. I have to make sure Mark has a knife. I didn't get all these, did I? Mark needs a knife and a key, just in case I have to get an emergency torch. I suppose I could just get a torch with Mark now and then go and get another one with Chrissy. There we go, knife. Yeah, let's do that. I want both of them to have a torch. I forgot to get the first part of the letter. Hey Gordon, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yep, there's 12 knives that are laying around camp. And if you pick it up, a knife up with one counselor, it disappears for all of them. So basically, I'm trying to minimize the places where I could have a knife appear and downgrade my torch. Because if you downgrade your torch during an Immortal, you might as well just reset. Hey, 1 star, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Thankfully, that was, we're letting them die anyway, so it's not like that matters. Alright, so Mark is fully loaded with his torch. I believe I left Chrissy here. Yep, so we'll change. Yeah, the only one I've really done... Well, I did a flashlight percent, technically, but the only one I've done a... Well, Perfect Game I have an actual speedrun of. And I did an Immortal speedrun. Yeah, a lot of these would be really interesting to see... Well, a lot of it would just be seed dependent. Hey, Grizz, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I really wish the game would have just listened to me when I said no Immortal, but no, it just had to be mean. Shoot. Come on, I want the other vitamins. This'll work. We'll go back into the forest on day 2. Actually, that might not be the smartest idea. Okay, well, why is no one else dying? We're just gonna have to do this the long way. I was hoping he'd attack some people a little more. There we go. Yeah, it just amazes me that Kane was still, like, no problem when it came to that huge fire stunt afterwards. Like, yeah, this isn't an issue. Hey, Tommy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Why do I keep forgetting what day it is? I should remember this. If I'm playing Friday the 13th, it's a Wednesday. Okay, so he's attacking Paul. Alright, this is fine. Got 6 vitamins. This is plenty for day 1. Don't think there's a knife to deal with over here. Perfect. So once he finishes Paul, this will be where we get our Immortal on day 1, and then I sit here and jump over his head a bunch of times for 5 minutes. But what we're doing here, why we're letting him kill off all the other counselors, is because the game has a fight to the death mechanic, where if Jason has 7 bars of health left, he'll stay until either you or him are dead, or if there's 2 counselors or less remaining, he'll fight to the death. So in order to speed this along, it shaves quite a bit of time, like I think 25 minutes. Wait, why am I doing that? I'm sitting here trying to mash, forgetting that, hey, we have to conserve our health. But if we do it this way, then we just get a fight to the death and we're not constantly following him around, getting into 7 bars at a time. Maybe 8 if it's a path fight and you're using Chrissy. I mean, Mark technically can get 8, but it usually involves you taking a hit first, otherwise the timing's really tight. Gotta remember, how you make him immortal is when he's flashing after he dies. I thought that might have been it. You have to leave the screen and then come back quick. And then he'll appear right where he was, except his health will be at 256 bars. 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 13, 14, 17, 18, 21, 24, 29, ow, 33, 38, 41, 46, that was too aggressive, 47, 50, jeez, this is forever, 54, 59. Whoa, nice shot, Jason. 63. 66. 71. 76. 7. 81, 85, 90. Airmail count 1. 96. 100. 5. 10. 15. 5 passes are really nice. 20. Yep, normally he has 96 bars. So we're making him a lot beefier. If I can hold on to if I can somehow finish this day without getting hit and not have to use my vitamin, that would be awesome. I mean, I've got 6 of them right now. And I've got a bunch of extra ones in the forest if I need them. I overmashed there and missed a torch hit. That was too close. Nope. 1 vitamin down. Got too aggressive. Was trying to get 1 extra hit in, because that's going to make all the difference here. Overmashed again. Oh, I'm not sure if I said it. Welcome in, GamePro. Hopefully I didn't miss that earlier. If I did, welcome in again. If I didn't, hope you're having a good Wednesday. Why did I do that extra hit? This is way too early in this fight to be getting that aggressive. And there I did it again. I slow him down. I can hear my oldest daughter giggling with her friends on the phone upstairs. I was gonna say, she should be going to bed, but I forgot I started a lot earlier than I'm used to. So we're technically... it's not even 9 o'clock yet. Alright, so Jason's in the cave. That could work. I could wait for him at the kids, get him Immortal for day 2, and then while he's dealing with the kids, I could run and get myself the sweater. Come on, let's end this day. Good old Jaws. A speedrun I will probably never return to. Hey Tech Guy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. 1, 2, 3. Yikes. Hey GZA, welcome in. Hope your Wednesday's going well. Oh, being able to play this on the go, even if Jason hands it to you, still very good. I can beat him over there. Alright, let's just first things first, make sure we don't have a knife sitting here. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna make him Immortal, and we're gonna go get the sweater while he deals with the kids. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, you can use the the crow will spawn at night 2 zombies or right away at dusk. And if you've got a crow there, it'll block Jason from appearing or other zombies. And Jason will only show up at 43 and 33 seconds. Assuming he's not blocked by a zombie or a crow. So if you look at how much time is left on the timer, that'll kind of give you an idea as to when he's going to show up. I usually just keep the torch because the damage is the same. But if I'm chasing him down, I'll switch to the pitchfork because it's so much faster. You can usually get a couple extra hits in. That was not how I wanted to do that. I forgot he wasn't already immortal. So I'm sitting there, come on, will you just start dying already so I can get you immortal on day 2? Nope, you're not ready for it. How did I avoid getting hit there? There we go. Oh wait, I almost screwed it up again. That's how I did it last time. I left and I came back down right away while he was still there. That's how I got stuck in day 2 without the sweater. I remembered. Yeah, if you see him on the lake, but you can actually prevent him from showing up entirely. Actually, wait. I mean, technically I could... Whoops. Screwed that up. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of hang out by the dock if the timer's lower. But yeah, I don't want to do a cabin fight for an immortal cabin fight because that's just so bad. Yeah, I have a whole guide that what's it called? It's in my advanced guides playlist that goes over like exactly how the lake works. Like at day it's really too slow to even bother. But like when if you're trying to like say move to the right, you want to scroll to the left because the game will start putting the zombies in front of you. So if you want to move left, you scroll right. If you want to move right, you scroll left a little bit. The game will put the crow in front of you, and then you can just slowly make your way there with the crow at the top of the screen. But if the crow gets too close, it'll swoop down at you. So you kind of got to be a little careful of that. Because you don't want to lose your buddy crow. 1, 2... Yeah, and then if he kills you while you're in the lake, he just keeps doing a loop. He does an entire loop around the lake in a matter of seconds to keep re-killing over and over again. I always found that really humorous when he'd travel that entire distance on the lake. Once he's immortal, you can't escape one. You're basically stuck. Well, I guess if you have more than 2 counselors, he'll run every 7 hits like he normally would. But just for the interest of saving time, I do it this way. Yeah, you gotta wonder when he learned to swim like that. Like, you'd think people would notice someone out in the middle of the lake taking self-swimming lessons. Yeah, even if you hit him on the lake, he won't take any damage, which is unfortunate. He also won't take damage if you hit him after the screen starts scrolling, when he's running away. Like, I have yet to be able to get 10 rock hits in to do 2 bars worth. Well, I have got 10, but it's been after the screen lags, so he stops taking damage at that point, so it doesn't actually count. When I'm trying to do like a stone-only run or something. Yeah, I think Kane mentioned he was against Jason being afraid of water, because he's like, in Jason Takes Manhattan, he came up out of the ocean, which is mysteriously connected to Crystal Lake somehow. But then in Freddy vs. Jason, he's terrified of water. I still wish they would have had Kane do that movie instead of... I mean, Ken Kersinger was fine. Stone Only with George would be so bad. It'd be all cabin fights. And I guess I could just kill everyone else off and just have George in a cabin, but I do not like, that's what no jumping turns into, is only cabin fights. And that just makes me so sad. Hey Atma, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Though I did do a no jumping run. I think the first no jumping one I did was without using the fight to the death in cabins. I think I actually did. Because I remember having 2 of those uploaded somewhere. In the first one, I was just chasing him around and then waiting for cabin fights when everyone was getting too low on health. Because no jumping, you spawn items by jumping, so you can't actually pick anything up if you're not jumping. Probably should have been doing a better job keeping track of my count here, because then I could start mashing. Yeah, the cabin fights get so painful. Game Genie would work for that. I mean, I could also technically try to get the sweater and double my health, but even with then, on a really good mashing day, with the rocks, I can do maybe 30, 35 hits tops before the counselor from full health dies. So I'd really only be looking at like 10 or 11 bars of health, which is only 1/3 of what you need. It's not like you can... I mean, George, I have done a no damage path fight with a slow counselor. I think it was Paul, but you do have to jump, and it's completely dependent on what Jason does. Like here, no matter what Jason does, I can still avoid it. With the slow counselor, you're kind of at the mercy of, is Jason going to be charging at you really fast, or is he going to move slow and back away and give you time to jump and land and do another hit? I would love a modern remake of this. And we have Revisited, which is great, but it Revisited feels so much different. Like, your counselors move a lot slower. I just gotta back up. There, I didn't wait for Jason to be stuck in his throwing animation. When you jump over his head, you have to wait for him to start throwing so he can't back up. If you start moving to the side too early, he'll back up and get back in your face. See, I have no idea which section he's on here. I don't remember. Let's see. I think he... Whoops, did it again. I think he's on the cave route, but I'm not sure on that. Here at your reviews, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. That was one of my favorite scenes when Ginny pops out of the bush and kicks him in the stones. I mean, the whole chase she had, the whole Jason and Ginny chase was awesome. I love part 2. Ginny's a great final girl. Why? Yeah, the sweater, that's, the manual lies about the sweater. I mean, maybe it does something where if that counselor's in a cabin, Jason won't attack him. But how I always interpreted it when it says, wear it and Jason will not harm you. When I was a kid, I was like, oh great, that means I won't take any damage from Jason. And I knew that you got the sweater from Pamela, so I spent all this time getting to day 2, practicing, got the sweater, and then Jason was just damaging me less, and I was devastated. Part 2, well, my favorite Friday movie is Part 6. Part 2 would be second, though. Tom McLaughlin really saved the franchise with 6, because 5 kind of did a lot of damage to it. Yeah, Chris was awesome. Tina was great. I actually like as much as I like Part 6, I wasn't that. I mean, well, Megan kind of took a back seat to Tommy in that one, so yeah, she's technically the final girl, but she didn't really have the whole time to shine to herself. It was more Tommy's story. Alright, Jason, can you just die now? I feel like I've been doing this for an hour. If I would have got those extra vitamins in the forest, then maybe we'd have some more time to just sit there and mash for a while. Like, do 70 hits worth of mashing. Yep. Even though I specifically said no Immortal, the wheel had other plans. Yeah, that was an awesome... when he... on Court's camper. Court's kill, too, was pretty... the knife to the side of the head. That was a really cool scene. Or was it a screwdriver? Trying to picture what it was in his head. Like, Jimmy Crispin... oh, Crispin Glover, Jimmy, I think his name was Jimmy, getting the corkscrew, followed by the machete, in 4. Jason, I want to save my vitamins for day 3, but I'd really like this day to be done, so I can catch up on chat. Yeah, Chris was a great final girl, too. She was my favorite for a really long time, but Ginny's kind of slowly been moving up over the years. Come on. Must be 9 o'clock. I can hear footsteps above my head. There we go, finally. Demon. Ugh. Yeah, I think Slack would have, he did find out that really easy way to do cabin fights. Chewie was the one with the screwdriver, okay. Yeah, I would have, I really wanted him to do, for selfish reasons, I wanted him to do path fights just so I could, he's got such a unique way of looking at things, and I wanted to be able to kind of pick his brain over all that. I don't know which way he's going. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is hope I don't get I mean, if I get stuck in no man's land here, where like I run into Jason in the forest over here and I can't make him immortal, then I just have to let Chrissy die and go at it with Mark with no vitamins. So I really probably should be leaving the forest here. Well, I got one extra vitamin, that's okay. So I guess we'll just hang out here. Yeah, I love that when he talked about that in Crystal Lake Memories about going in there and he said he's got a splitting headache and they're all freaking out. I hope they can revive Friday. I mean, to me, this was always my favorite horror franchise. Yeah, the electric tar, that was JJ and Jason Takes Manhattan. Her music video on the boat. I should probably be trying to conserve health right now. That was 4 hits. Yeah, I think they made that into a comic book, didn't they? Okay, Jason, you need to chill. There we go. 6, 7. Oh, my youngest would love that. 8. Yeah, I would love to see more people doing, like, low percent and damageless. They would make so... Even if they just split the money 50-50, they could have nothing, or they could each have, like, $50 million. Yeah, they intentionally broke the... Was it an air conditioner or was it one of those fancy coolers? I'd have to rewatch Crystal Lake Memories on that, but yeah, they intentionally broke it because they didn't like the guy. Yeah, it's Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham, I believe, are the two that have been fighting for years. I should have been counting better. And I guess we're always hitting him when he's in the middle, so I could just try to start mashing. But I really want to try to save as much health as possible so I can do a mash when he's immortal. Oh, shoot. I think I had like a quarter of a second left. I almost had to restart there. Get about 15 per vitamin. Okay. I don't know how, I'm guessing that was probably like half of his immortal health there. Let's see, I used, whoops, now I really gotta start not playing like garbage here. What? Even if Chrissy dies here, we've still got Mark left, and he's gonna be his health is gonna be very drastically reduced. See, I probably got an extra 60 hits with the vitamins. Did I do this in my did I do that in the Immortal speedrun? Did I just have a mashing session? God, that could really drain... My mash was on point there, too. It depends. If you're doing, like, a legitimate speedrun, like, we don't allow turbo buttons or anything for the speedrun boards, but if you're just playing on your own, I have no problem with turbo buttons. I wish I had a turbo controller for my Super Nintendo so I could actually do an infinite bomb jump in Super Metroid. Unfortunately, I don't have a turbo controller for that, and I do not get the rhythm you need to do for an infinite bomb jump. Yeah, I know there were some issues initially where one of the other mods was questioning people's times because they had a really good rhythmic mash and they thought they were using a turbo controller. I was like, I've watched all of these people play this game live for countless hours. You can see the controller in one of their hands, and it's just I've seen them throw things the wrong way, much like I do pretty much every day. I just have the normal standard Super Nintendo controllers. When I was a kid, I had one of the turbo controllers. Used to use that all the time playing Royal Rumble and Raw. And then I'd use it for infinite bomb jumps in Super Metroid. But unfortunately, that controller is, I don't know where it is. And I should probably, instead of just relying on a turbo controller if I ever got one, I should just keep studying and figuring it out until I can do the infinite bomb jump on my own. I need to learn more advanced tech. I only have 23% of the hard tricky tricks that I need to know to start doing, like, actual map rando. Like, if I ever wanted to do, like, a pick-up map rando race or something. But at this point, I do one of those and I just get completely stuck because I don't know how to do things that you're required to do for that difficulty set. It's possible they still have it. And my mom's found she's been going through their storage rooms and she's found a whole ton of stuff down there, but no controllers have popped up. Old joysticks from the 486 we had when I was 12 were in there, which was remarkable. Yeah, it's always throwing something off to the side. I like to call it airmailing. No, I believe yeah, I don't know how, like, I'd have to look at the rules to see how, like, different consoles would be. Like, I want to say there was something with, like, I had an FC Twin for a while, which was one of those NES and SNES combination consoles. And then the Super Nintendo part broke, which is why I ended up buying separate ones for them. Yeah, like, would that be considered under the emulator category? So we just mixed the emulators in. And the bright side, I guess I could make sure there's no issues at all if Chrissy ends up dying here and just go fight in the lake. But cabin fights are so long, and at this point, I'm gonna end up with no jumping next. Or stone only. Well, stone only would still be so long. I wonder if Kevin Bacon would be willing to come back. Like, some of the actors don't seem to really... They seem to kind of want to avoid the Friday franchise. Like, it was really unfortunate that Dana Kimmel doesn't really seem that excited about being associated with the horror franchise. That's why I like Adrian King and Amy Steele. They really embraced the horror fandom. Or Danielle Harris. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Tech Guy. Hope you have a good dinner. I had no idea Kevin Bacon was in a band. I wonder if... do you know if they're reissuing the NECA Jason with the music box? Because I have one behind me there, but the music box is kind of starting to go. And I'd really like to have one that plays the cabin theme every time I open it. I mean, I haven't taken the Jason out of the box or anything. But when you open the flap and you can look into it, it played the cabin theme, and I like that. I thought this would be over by now. I did so many MASH hits. I should have done a better job counting where I was on the 32, because I was so close to missing that. Then we'd be restarting this over all from the beginning, and it would be made of sadness and fail. Come on. The Bacon Brothers, that is a good name for a band with Kevin Bacon. Oh boy, he's gonna be mad now. There we go. And we got the twofer. At least I can't respin and get Immortal again tonight. Because I don't want to get Immortal again. Maybe next time I get Immortal, I should just chase him down. Do it that way. That at least there's a little more action going on. I can look at chat a little better. There we go. He has 864 total health throughout the course of the challenge. Each day you do your 32, and then you revive him with an extra 256. It's rough. But also, that's the challenge that really opened the door for all these other ones. Think the GG's prodigious? Chris? Pops? Alec? Ghost? Oh, I wish my chair wasn't as loud. I really want to try to stretch a little bit after that. Thanks to the GG's Brawly, retro reviews. It was 9:18. We'll try to get another one in here. Not stone only, not no jumping. If I did not try to keep things PG, I would be raising a certain finger at the wheel right now. Why? I love this challenge, but you couldn't have given it to me earlier in the night. So the God Run. I've only done this once. It is it's a stone only perfect game. No items, no counselors can take damage, whether they're inactive, and no kids can die. But I get 2 chances. Last time, the first time I got this, I ended up getting to day 2. Twice. No, it's still early. I'm probably gonna make a stupid mistake here. Last time I forgot, oh, well, he's right here. Last time I forgot about passive damage and got to cabin Laura was in right as she got hit. And like, there's a lot of little areas around this section where you get 2 quick fights in a row. And I'm probably gonna end up getting bopped on this little stretch. That's 5, 6, 7, go. And this is a good start to day 1 at least. There you go, didn't even have to jump. Normally I'd follow him into empty cabins, but the goal here is to keep a day as long as possible. Because then you don't have to deal with all the extra zombies. Am I gonna get another battle here? No. Whee! Oh. So here, since I don't want to go into cabins, he's moving to the left and he'll be hopping from cabin to cabin. Unfortunately, he ran into somebody. And it was Debbie. Yeah, I really love the cabin theme. It's still one of my favorite tracks from any game. So like it manages to be both soothing and creepy at the same time. That was a really good run there. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even realize how close that was. 17 likes? That's the easiest way to help something. Free, and it helps YouTube push it out to more people. Where is he? There he is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna try to be on the left side here, because we have to run over to this second tree. Got the zombie spawn to let us know when he's popping up. Now from here, he actually does go into the cave. We found that when Rossi dove into the code, but you can't actually fight him in the cave, probably because of the pits. So we're just gonna hang out right here. Bummer. Oh, I didn't know you could max out likes. Yeah, thanks, Pops. Yeah, I do love Little Debbie snacks. And I love Snickers. One of my favorite candy bars. Unfortunately, we did not have any with our Halloween candy this year. Which, I mean, it makes sense. I'm the only one in the family that really likes Snickers a lot. Well, thanks, everybody. Always nice to see that big 2-0. 1. Jerk. 3. Part of me is like, I should start being really aggressive here, because if I take a hit, then I can go to bed sooner, but... Hey, Target, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. That's 4. So here, we want to be on the right side. We're just going to turn, and boom. Now we want to be on the far right again, because if we're far enough out in front, we can beat him over here and get a third fight. That was really close. And that's 7. He runs away. Now we go wait by the dock. And here we'll be able to see what his health is. Well, if we make it to the kids. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting the zombie delay so I know when to stop. 1, 2, 3. And you get 3 zombie spawns before a crow. He doesn't show up till 43 or 33 left. The God Run is a perfect game, so no damage, no death, and I can only use stones. Hey Jacob, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, I had no idea they had any vinyl soundtracks for this. Yeah, Jason got like Smarties. Well, Smarties aren't bad, but he got like some of the garbage candy. Good old Laura Knapp. That was one of the first animations well, no, I didn't make that one. I just took a screen capture from the game for that. That was before I learned to animate. Alright, so he is only half dead? I still love the jump scares on this. Like, where is... He was by the cave before. So now he's going into the forest, and that is beautiful. We want him to hit that the cabin right here, because that means we can be on his tail when we enter the forest. And that means you can get, like, depending on how much I remember his route in there, that could be like anywhere between 7 and 10 battles before he gets back to the kids. Perfect. Oh yeah, that was probably Revisited. Revisited had so many great jump scares. I've never really minded candy corn that much. It's not one of my favorites, but I mean, I'll eat it if it's there. 5. Do I even remember where he goes in the South Forest? I guess we'll figure it out. Three, 4, 5. I was not expecting that. Okay, we gotta get settled in. And now back off. 6, 7. Alright, I gotta be careful now, because we're gonna be I don't think yet, but nearing the end of the forest, we'll be starting to get into fight to the death territory. And you don't want to be stuck in a fight to the death, but not realize you're in a fight to the death, and think he's going to run off after 7 hits, but he doesn't, and then he hits you with an axe. Uh-oh. Just made it. That was 6. 7. This is what you want right there. If you can be on the side of the screen where you're gonna catch him quicker, you can get so many extra fights here. Wait a minute. Oh no, this is good. Okay. So he'll appear out here, unless I already lost him. And then he'll go to the left if there's anyone in that cabin. Or this is the fight to the death right here. Day 2 is actually the hardest part, too. Nope. Got hit in the butt with an axe. The counselors will move, they'll move around. During the day, they move every 90 seconds. Well, day and dusk is every 90 seconds. At night, it's every 150 seconds. And they actually have it's like a set route they'll follow, but they'll pop over different cabins if that cabin's already occupied. Rossi went through and he mapped out all of that stuff for us. It's incredibly useful to have a code diver for the game. Like, if anyone's familiar with Race Percent, Rossi's actually the one that made Race Percent for us. So we got attempt 2 here. It was actually really interesting how Race Percent came about, too. Hey Ninja Guy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. The music from Revisited was from the Friday the 13th 2017 game. Most of it, I believe, is the theme when you used Retro Jason. Yeah, with getting the race percent ROM hack, I had stumbled into Rossi's partner Pandemonium. She was learning the speedrun for this. I almost killed that zombie. And they had PGH Guitar Guy's guide up. And I sent a message to PGH on Discord. I'm like, hey, this stream right here, they're learning Friday and they're using your guide live on stream right now. So PGH and I went in there and we got to talking to them, and we had mentioned how we were hoping to get a ROM hack someday that would let us only get the good RNG seeds so we could do things like races. And we had no idea that Rossi was a coder. And the next day he reached out to PGH and he's like, hey, is this what you guys were looking for? And it took him literally like one night to get race percent all made. Was it Killer Puzzle? I still have it on my phone, but I've never actually played it. I don't know if it would still work or not. Like, I was really disappointed. I had this tower defense game that I loved way back then called Sentinel. I played Sentinel 3 and 4 all the time, but then the company that made them went out of business or something, and they didn't get updated to a new version of iOS. So unfortunately, I can't play those on my phone anymore. Still have them on Steam, but... I mean, I'm honestly really surprised that made it to the end of day one like that. I would have figured that they... Like, I haven't really been practicing these hitless runs. Like, with Immortal, if you get hit, not that big of a deal. So I was really not worried about that. You gotta get into a completely different mindset, and I was expecting things to go south really quickly there. But making it almost to the end, to the fight to the death in day one, I'm perfectly fine with that. Chrissy, you can't hit the wall, you gotta hit him. Got like a cat hair or something in my nose, and I don't know how. There hasn't been a cat down here since... God, over a month. Right? Yeah, October 3rd. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why some people expect anyone playing a NES game. Like, some communities want everyone to have original hardware. And like, that's not financially viable, especially now when people just don't get paid enough. You can't expect everyone to have a functioning NES and then functioning carts and everything. Thankfully for this game is relatively inexpensive. It's like 15-20 bucks. Like, who's gonna be able to run Little Samson? You're like Chippendale 2, DuckTales 2, Bubble Bobble 2. Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. And like, heck, I used to have, at one point I had 464 NES carts until my wife's car needed a bunch of repair work. Now I've got maybe 20. I mean, plus I have an EverDrive, so... That's right, I have an EverDrive. I forgot I had that thing. Like, I mean, the EverDrive can do anything. It just hasn't been used in a while, because like, after I got the God Run, I stopped using the EverDrive for practice on this. Eventually, I do want to get back to Nightmare on Elm Street also. But I don't know if My original plans was I was always gonna be doing speed runs, and then Jaws happened. And I did get the record in that. Had it for about 9 months, but that grind just killed any interest I had in doing regular speed runs again. Yeah, if Jason does the laundry, everything ends up tinted red and kind of, it smells like blood. So right now it's just bruises until he hits me. Oh, Game Boy Pocket in color. My brother had a Game Boy Pocket, I had a Game Boy Color. And then I had an original Game Boy. And I went nuts with Pokemon Red and Blue. I had a Link cable, and I had my 2 Game Boys, and I had 6 Mewtwo's, I had all 151. And then my save file on Red got corrupted, and I lost my 6 Mewtwo's, and I was sad. Each Mewtwo had a different combination of moves, so I could cover any element or whatever when I was battling friends. They didn't want to fight me much because I had 6 Mewtwo's. Ooh, caught up to him. 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get to the kids so I can pay more attention. Or just almost give Jason a hug there. Rude, 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. All right, halfway there. Oh, good luck with that. Hopefully the cards get graded well. Yeah, Mark and Chrissy is definitely the proper pairing. I did have a Game Shark. It was like a, what's it? It was for one, it wasn't for Game Boy Original, or was it? I think it might have been a Game Boy Advance Game Shark. See, that would have been around, what handheld was, no, I didn't get a Game Boy Advance until, no, maybe it was. So I got a Game Boy Advance when I was a sophomore in college. Because I bought my, one of my roommates had one and he wasn't interested in it anymore. And he sold it to me with Mario 2 Advance, whatever that was called, and then I got Metroid Fusion right away. And I love Metroid Fusion. Oh, Blockbuster. Actually, do I still have that cart? I do. My old George Foreman boxing cart. Does this take you back? Blockbuster Video, got the sticker on the back. I cannot figure out a good way to get Blockbuster stickers off of a NES cart. Oh, it has been so long since I turned around and pulled a cart off the wall. It's been over a year since I sold my NES collection. That's sad. Oh, Pro Action Replay, that's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't a Game Shark, it was a Pro Action Replay, you're right, you're right. Yeah, if you can find a connection to kids like that, I'm assuming that that definitely makes you look a lot better. Plus, it's always like, I know Pokemon's not supposed to be a kids, an adults game. God, I remember every time they'd have a Pokemon release. Like, I went to the midnight release at GameStop for Pokemon Diamond, and I'd always get one copy of each of the Pokemon games. So I had Diamond and Pearl, so I could trade them back. I could trade with myself. This is a very stupid decision, but we're gonna follow him into the forest at dusk, where we could have to deal with wolves. And multiple zombies, also a problem. 3, 4, 5. Four. Okay, we're gonna wait here. This is actually a bad move with multiple zombies running around. Almost jumped into a zombie because of the screen stopping. That was 2 hits. 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Fight to the death has to be coming up soon here. Okay, it's now. That was really close. And airmailed. 3. Oh. That's fight to the death. That's the same way he got me last time.